Do you want to build a computer, but you're an idiot and have no idea what any of the parts actually do? Well, lucky for you, I'm a moron myself, and today I'm going to break it all down for you. The CPU, GPU, RAM, motherboard, storage, and even the PSU. I will try to keep these explanations as best as possible, while making sure not to confuse any of you. Also, thank you guys for 700 subscribers. You guys are amazing. Anyway, let's explain the motherboard. The motherboard is basically the bones of your body. It holds everything up. Without the motherboard, you're just a bunch of spaghetti noodles. The motherboard is also responsible for helping the parts communicate with one another. On the motherboard, you have a bunch of slots and openings, such as the CPU socket, RAM slots, PCIe slots, I/O ports, and whatnot. It's basically the second brain. It's also pretty important to note that there are different sizes of motherboards, like ATX, Micro ATX, and Mini ITX, which mostly determines how big your build will be and how many slots you will get. Want lots of extra stuff like extra storage or multiple GPUs? You'll want a bigger board. Oh, and fun fact, the motherboard also houses the BIOS or UEFI. Think of it as the procedure that wakes up all your computer parts. It's essential to your motherboard even working in the first place. Now let's move on to the CPU. The CPU is basically the brain of your computer. You feed it information and it handles it as fast as possible. Having more cores is a lot better than less because it helps your CPU handle more things at once. A CPU core is a single processing unit within the CPU that executes instructions. So without it, your PC wouldn't even turn on. It's the true heart and brain of the system. So if you have no CPU, you basically have a computer as useless as Windows 8. Now let's move on to the RAM. RAM is basically the memory part of your brain. It's that one moment where you remember what you had for lunch and then forget right after. RAM is short for random access memory. It holds all the stuff your system and apps are working on right now. So when you open up a game, a browser, or any program, it loads it into RAM to run smoothly. But here's the idea. RAM is where your computer keeps stuff it's currently using. If you turn it off, it's like wiping a whiteboard clean. RAM comes in different sizes such as 16GB, 8GB, 4GB, 2GB, and even 1. There are also different types of RAM, such as DDR1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Basically, the higher the number, the newer and faster it is. Adding on, the megahertz of your RAM is very important too. Megahertz measures RAM speed in terms of the number of times it can change voltage per second. So basically, the higher the megahertz, zip zap zoom, it's way faster. So now you know what the RAM does. Let's move on to the GPU. The GPU is the graphics part of your computer's brain. It handles all the visual stuff, your games, videos, animations, and basically anything that needs to be shown on screen. One thing you should keep in mind is how much VRAM your GPU has. GPUs come with either 2, 4, 8, 12, 16, or 24 gigabytes. This is a type of memory specifically used for managing graphical data. So based on how much VRAM you have, it shows the amount of dedicated memory your GPU has for storing image and video data and all that pretty stuff.
What's the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have to serve?
And you should also make sure your GPU drivers are up to date. Trust me, updated drivers can save you from a lot of headaches. Anyway, that's the GPU covered. Let's move on now. The PSU, or the power supply unit, is basically the heart of your PC's power system. While it doesn't handle computing or graphics, it's important for it to feed clean electricity to the components. A key thing to watch is how many watts your power supply can deliver. Typically, units range from 450 watts, 550 watts, 650 watts, 750 watts, 850 watts, and 1000 watts. The higher the watts, it's typically for more high performance setups. More wattage lets you safely run demanding hardware like powerful GPUs or multiple drives. But wattage isn't everything. Efficiency matters too. Make sure you look out for 80+ ratings like bronze, silver, gold, or platinum to avoid wasting energy and excess heat. A quality power supply also protects your system from surges and shorts. And don't forget, make sure your PSU comes with the right connectors for your GPU, CPU, and your motherboard. Those matter a lot. Missing cables can cause frustration and expensive problems. Even though the power supply doesn't do much, it's kind of important for your setup. Now, a lot of you might be like, Amara Polo, where's the storage part? You were supposed to talk about the storage. Don't worry. I made a whole short about that. And plus, I'm pretty tired right now, so I kind of want to sleep. And I feel like I've explained enough to you guys. I also want to say thank you to Zephanox for helping me with some of this video. Please like and subscribe, and that's all for today's video. See you guys.